with John Cena. I mean, he's not Bret Hart. We know this, okay? But at the same time, he's not the Big Show. So he gives you a little bit. Once in a while, he whips out a move here and there that makes you go, holy crap, was that John Cena? And then there's most of the match where you go, oh, here we go again, John Cena, 5 moves of death. But it was a little weird how it ended, you know. It just... And then the next day on Monday Night Raw, they fight in a steel cage. And Brock Lesnar comes down. You think Brock Lesnar is going to clean house and beat the hell out of Cena, beat the hell out of Rollins. And it just turns out that he beats the hell out of Cena, lets Rollins get the pin. Heyman shakes the hand of Rollins. Rollins becomes the guy the architect of the beatdown of everybody who's standing in his way to the championship. Look, we all know that Seth Rollins is not going to cash in the Money in the Bank contract as long as Brock Lesnar is the champion. It's just not going to happen. You very rarely, if ever, have seen a heel cash in on a heel. It just does not happen. Does that mean Cena's going to win the title? I hope not. You know, he's still the number 1 contender. He defeated Rollins during TLC, so I don't think he's going to win that match. Somehow, some way, he's going to lose to Lesnar or win by disqualification or count out, something stupid, or maybe Rollins costs him the match. I don't know, but I do say Lesnar walks away from TLC as champion. I don't see Lesnar losing the title until WrestleMania. I don't see Seth Rollins cashing in his contract until after WrestleMania. I just don't. I just don't see it. I think this whole money in a contract thing is played out. I don't think it's exciting anymore. People used to laugh and say that you know when a guy's going to cash in his contract by the amount of dents in the case. You know what? That's not even a case anymore because the case is kind of flat now and he's not cashing it in anytime soon. And we're officially, starting that road to WrestleMania. We already got the Sting versus Undertaker rumors out there already, and Bray Wyatt versus Sting, and the Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt, and it just on and on and on and on. Just nonsense. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, which is at least that's a rumor that makes sense. The only other ones just don't make sense. I don't want to see Sting in a ring. Everybody knows I've been very verbal about that. I don't want to see Sting in a ring. I sure as hell don't want to see Sting taking on The Undertaker. I think that would be a total embarrassment and an absolute tarnish of both their legacies because it will be their final match. And then to go out like that is absolutely terrible. Both of them right now, despite The Undertaker coming off a loss at last WrestleMania, still goes out on top, regardless of that match or not. Still goes out on top. Sting goes out on top, regardless if he has a match in WWE or not. He's here. He made his appearance. He made his presence known. He's in video games. He's part of their merchandise. He goes out on top. He gets in that ring, win or lose. I think it's just going to be an absolute awful experience. But again, that's my opinion. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, I think, is a bad idea. Brock Lesnar, despite being a part-time wrestling champion, Roman Reigns, I don't think is there yet. I don't think Roman Reigns has polished his mic skills yet. He's still kind of rough around the edges with the microphone. He only has about 6 sentences, and all end with "believe that." I honestly don't see an absolute guy who could be taking on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So it's kind of scary where they might go. I mean, I feel like it's going to be Roman Reigns, but I don't think they should. But I feel WWE, and I think WWE is strapped right now for talent because of guys being injured. Will Daniel Bryan be back? Will Randy Orton be back? Remember, Randy Orton still is supposed to have a rematch for the WWE World Championship. Daniel Bryan never lost the title. He was stripped because he was injured. So he technically should have a match against the WWE champion. So do you have a triple threat match at WrestleMania? Is it Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan? Who knows? All I know is I don't want to see Daniel Bryan against Randy Orton anymore. I sure as hell, and I know Evan Ginsberg agrees, he sure as hell doesn't want to see a John Cena Randy Orton match for the 9,000th time. So WWE has some issues because of the different storylines and the situations they've been put in because of injuries, having to change things around and not going according to original plans and bookings. It's going to get tough now because what do you do with these guys? I mean, you got them where you wanted them, then they got hurt. So they're out of the picture for a while. So now you got to come up with another significant storyline to kind of replace that. And now you can't go back to the original storylines because it makes no sense. So you got to dig something else up. So it's either going to be an absolute disaster or it's going to be a creative work of art. So there's going to be no in between, and it's going to be a challenge. I would not want to work for WWE creative right now. From now to WrestleMania, absolutely not. I would take a leave of absence and come back like the day after WrestleMania, like the Tuesday after that Raw. It's just, I feel bad for these guys, but it's gonna be an absolute mess. So at this time, we're gonna take a commercial break because there's no point of going into Raw because nothing other than that cage match of anything significant. I mean, they did have their live SmackDown on Tuesday, which was great, and their tribute to the troops on Wednesday, which as always is great, and a good showing by John Cena and everybody, and it's just something that the troops love and the wrestlers love to do for the troops, and it just brings out the kids in them in both parties, and it just, it gives something back to the men and women who just put their lives on the line on a daily basis to protect what we have. Because if it wasn't for the men and women of our armed forces, we wouldn't have the freedom to watch wrestling. There wouldn't even be wrestling. It just, people just kind of take that for granted. Just, you wrestling fans out there, don't take it for granted. Do something good for the men of uniform this coming Christmas. Whether it's putting a couple cents in a bucket or sending them a Christmas card or anything. Just something. Your neighbor who's served your country and he's out or he's a part of the National Guard. Run him over a nice present. Whether it's a lottery scratch off or a gift card to a restaurant. Just show your appreciation for what you got. And as wrestling fans, we have wrestling, and there's countries out there that don't have wrestling because their government don't believe in it. They don't, it's just not part of their culture. So just do something nice. Go out there, whether, like I said, whether it's a scratch off or a gift card to a restaurant or just going over there and shaking their hands and saying thank you. I mean, that right there says more than anything you can ever give them, is just saying thank you. And anybody who owns businesses, if you're not giving men and women of uniform discounts on a daily, yearly basis, shame on you. You should absolutely be doing that. That's your way of saying thank you. Nobody says you have to give them anything for free. You give them a discount. Okay, these are the men and women who put their lives on the line so you can have that business, so you can make that money, bring it home to your family, to your children, and buy them Christmas gifts. They're the reasons why we have a Christmas without, being behind walls with machine guns. Okay, so you just take that little while, let it sink in. We're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back from commercial break, I'm just going to get a little into some New York City events, and then we're going to get into our Haku interview. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this commercial break.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Over a decade of excellent dining experience. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. We feature over 25 different types of pizza pies, and also will create anything you want. Our sauces are made fresh daily and use only the freshest ingredients. We also have good old-fashioned style entrees, cooked like your mom used to make. From wraps, calzones, rolls, and pasta specials galore to calamari and soups, all in a cozy atmosphere. Call today or stop on in.
You're listening to Damage 365 Radio, and this is ECW Original, the Angry Amish Warrior Roadkill. Chickens.
Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want. Little Red Riding Hood, I don't think little big girl should go walking in these spooky old woods alone. What big eyes you have, the kind of eyes that drives wolves mad. So just to see that you don't get chased, I think I ought to walk with you for a ways. What full lips you have, they're sure to lure someone back. So until you get to Grandma's place, I think you ought to walk with me and be safe. I'm gonna keep my sheep suit on till I'm sure that you've been shown that I can be trusted walking with you alone. Little Red Riding Hood, I'd like to hold you if I could, but you might think I'm a big bad wolf, so I won't. What a big heart I have, the better to love you with. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, even bad wolves can be good. I try to keep satisfied just to walk close by your side, and maybe you'll see things my way before we get to Grandma's place. Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want. Little Red Riding Hood, I don't think little big girl should go walking in these spooky old woods alone. Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood.
Welcome back, everybody. A great rendition of Little Red Riding Hood by Layla Bear. Very, very talented singer. We're going to post her link on our Damage page, facebook.com/Damage365 after the show. So you can check out her link to the rest of her music. She does a awesome cover, as we have played here on the show, of Bray Wyatt's theme. Unbelievable version of it. So good job to Layla Bear. And wanted to talk a little bit about some current events. Usually don't touch anything news-wise other than wrestling on this show, but I feel at this time, we need to cover it. And as many of you know or seen on the news, 2 New York City police officers were shot and killed yesterday in their squad car. It was a premeditated murder. They were shot from behind, execution style. Absolute disgusting act by this piece of crap. Look, NYPD, police all over the country, all over the world, okay? People of authority have always been bashed or hated or things like that. And it's usually just because somebody got themselves in a situation where they were breaking